live? Hey everybody, this is Bobby Clue with the Somerset-Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce. We're back at it again for another one of our virtual ribbon cuttings. So today I am at Somerset Christian School with a whole lot of our friends from the community here. And we are with Megan Conner. And Megan, I'd like for you to tell us about one of the Christian School's newest initiatives here. Can you tell us a little bit about this new program?
Yeah, so what we have here is a SmartLab, so a little different than the traditional STEM lab. So it uses all the elements of STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, but we use them as tools. And what we're really trying to teach the kids is kind of some lost art. As all these kids are growing up with technology, they're so used to being able to say, hey Siri, how do you do this? Hey Alexa, how do you do this? And so we're actually losing our ability to think creatively and to be innovative and to problem solve and have perseverance. So those are kind of our tools in our toolkit, so to speak, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, and we're using those to kind of build those skills back in, so that way these kids will be able to innovate in the future the way the generations before them have. So what we have is this is a project-based student learning classroom. So what that means is the kids come in and they basically do their own work. I'm actually called the facilitator here, not a teacher. And so my job is to help guide them through the process, but I don't tell them what to do ever. I don't say, hey, this is how you build this, or this is how you do this. The whole idea is for them to go through their own process so they can discover it on their own. And often, I have to be completely honest, they come up with something that I never would have even thought of. So these kids really have the ability to go beyond where we've been. We just need to give them the opportunity to be that innovative. So the classroom is set up in these stations. We've got some sample kids here that are in working. So each set of 2 does a different project. So we have the ability to have 24 students in here, and they each do a different activity in sets of 2. So I have these gentlemen here, and they're working on graphic design. So they're learning how to use vector. They're literally learning how to design a logo from scratch. We've got Tristan over here. He's building a hydrogen car, so he's learning about sustainability. Then I've got Eli and Caleb over here, and they're learning intro to robotics. So they're building a VexGo robot. VexIQ robot. And then I've got David and Manny over here, and they are working on our most complicated robot. This is called RoboMaster. It's actually a prototype of the same technology they use in the military, and so that's what they're doing. And then I've got Addie and Avery over here, and they're working on snap circuitry, so they're learning an intro to circuitry. So there's a lot of kits like that in the classroom that give the kids a lot of exposure to different elements of those STEAM components.
So where did the concept come from to do this?
It actually is from Creative Learning Systems. So that gentleman over there is the company that we purchased it from. So it's a model that was created for us that Pastor Brown, there he is, that Pastor Brown really had the heart and the vision to see come to our school.
Sure. It's really neat. And this is an elective. So the kids that are in here, they choose to be here.
Sort of. So these older kids chose it as elective. The younger kids actually come in as part of their time in the school. So they come in for anywhere from 2 to 3 days a week.
Okay, so everybody's going to get a chance to be introduced to this
at
some point.
From 3rd through 12th grade.
Okay, great. So are there several programs like this across the state, or is this pretty fresh and innovative?
We are the first smart lab in the state of Kentucky.
See, that's what I wanted you to say on camera. That's good.
There you go.
That's good. So it's the first one in the state of Kentucky.
Yes, it is.
Well, that's great. So you guys will hopefully be a model for other institutions across the state.
I hope so. And we've got a lot of, I know Mr. Wesley's here somewhere. I lost him. There he is. I know there's a lot in our community that really has vision for stuff like this. And so we're excited, Elisa as well over at the college, that there's going to be a lot of, collaboration as we continue to try to grow this, especially in a community like this that has so many opportunities in industry. That we can get kids excited about that, and then there's a future right here in town that they could, build a future with.
So you have an exciting background that's kind of a complement to this. Do you want to tell them a little bit about that as well?
Sure. Well, I actually came to the state of Kentucky because we moved our family business here, which is Conner Logistics. It's a trucking and logistics company. And so I have helped lead and build that company as well. For many years, my husband's the CEO. So when I'm not here, that's what I'm actually doing. So we're excited to be part of the community. And as a labor-based company, obviously I have a real heart for seeing kids to have opportunity. I went on to college. I have a degree. That was the field that I chose, and I loved it. But we need workers in the labor force. We really, really do, especially in this next generation. There's so many young adults that are not choosing this as an option, and our economy and our society needs it. And I know that hands-on because we have a company with over 100 employees, and it's hard to find good workers now, people that want to be part of the labor force and want to keep our economy moving. So I'm excited to be a part on both sides.
This is a very exciting project.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of it.
Right. Do we want to hear from Dr. Gleaves
Definitely.
as well?
Yes, and probably Pastor Brown if you wanted to let him say
absolutely.
something.
Well, who would you like to talk to first?
Okay, Pastor Brown, he says.
Well, great.
Does he need my microphone?
I bet he's loud enough without it.
I think you might be able to hear me. I don't know.
Do you want to hear a funny story? Can I tell a funny story about you?
Okay, tell me. I'll deny if I don't like it.
Oh, it's a true story.
Okay.
So the first time that Pastor Brown came to one of our luncheons when I was the director, you were there to talk about one of the events here. I think it might have been Tim Tebow, if I'm remembering correctly. And you came up and you were getting ready to go up on the stage, and I'm standing there with you, and you looked over at me and said, "Hey," he goes, "So what do you do here?" And I said, "Well, I'm the director of the chamber." He goes, "Okay, great." He goes, does that pay money?" And boy, I tell you, it's a good gut punch that day, but it keeps me humble, and I always
Do they pay you?
not much. It's a nonprofit.
I don't need much. I just need a little to pay for this.
Well, Pastor Brown, you've been an inspiration to me for many, many years, and I want to thank you for taking the time. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, we're delighted to have it. We're delighted to have each of you here. I want our kids. We have engraving, we have 3D, we have all these different programs she told you about. There's such a diversity in all of this that our kids can learn some of this and help them in their future life. I'm not sure that every student has to go to college. Now, I'm not opposed to college. I want our kids to get as much education as possible. But sometimes they don't want to go to college and they don't know what they want to do from there. We have such a diversity. I think maybe that some of this can help them decide what they really want to do for their life.
Absolutely. It's something that I think we did kind of a disservice to people growing up in my generation when they told everybody, if you don't go to college, you're a failure. College is great. I went to college, but there's a lot of ways out there to make a lot of money. I can tell you that my plumber makes more money than I do. The trades that are out there are very important, and they're never going to go out of style. So the things that you're teaching right here are critically important to the next generation that's going to be coming out into our workforce.
Well, we believe that. I know there's a shortage already, and I hope this can help kids find out what they want to do, or at least give an opportunity to look at some of these things. And I hope we can develop other things. I'd love to have an industrial shop. I'd like to see some of those things. Just reality. I'm a realist, and some of the things that would help them to enhance their life, their future, their families, and all that they want to do.
Sure.
There's plenty of work.
Yes, sir.
It's sort of like a church. There's where are the laborers? The harvest is ripe, but we need laborers.
Yes, sir.
And also, these little kids also, and our teens. We have a great bunch of kids. I'm partial toward them. We don't think we're better than, but we think we can equip them as good as anyone else, or at least put them in an atmosphere with a godly emphasis.
Yes, sir. Well, you guys are doing a wonderful job, and
Thank you.
I want to thank you for everything you do here.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
My delight.
Dr. Gleaves, would you like to say a few words? How are you, sir? Good to see you. So Dr. Ron Gleaves is the principal here at Somerset Christian School. Tell us about your vision, and what was this room right here before it was the STEM lab?
This was our music room last year for the past few years.
Okay.
We moved those across the hall, and they're doing great over there, but this was our music room, and we took just a portion of our library. Because one of the things that we're going to have is our video production lab, which will be in that back room, and that's coming in sometime this spring, so that's another thing that we'll be able to offer our students as well.
Sounds like you're running out of room.
That is becoming a problem, but that's a good problem to have. That's
Isn't
right.
that a good problem to
That is a
have?
good problem to have. So.
Well, that's good. Tell us a little bit more about the program and just kind of your vision for allocating the space to do this. Why is this the important focus for you?
Well, for me personally, I came in on the end of this vision. It had been percolating and working. Dr. Brown and Mr. Held, the former principal, had been working on this for a number of years. So I get to come in at the tail end when it actually happens, and I get to enjoy the fruits of this. For me, the world is changing. Everybody knows that, and it's changing more rapidly than we really understand. It's to give our students the opportunity to be prepared for whatever the Lord has for them next. And it's not just us. There's Mr. Wesley School is doing things. This is an important part of what's happening in our community. For a school our size to be able to do this, we're only able to do this because the Lord has allowed it. But the many folks who are in this room and some who are not here who have been willing to be very generous financially to us to make this happen. So it's to give our students an opportunity to one day be the people that are standing in this room, that they can succeed in life, and then they can pour back into the generation that follows them.
Sure, sure. You know, one of the things we do every year with our leadership class is we have an education day, and we give people an opportunity to see how well-rounded our educational system is here. So not only do we have great public schools, but we get a chance to bring people over here and show them the Christian school and show them some of the unique and different things that you all are doing. And I think that it's really important to show people how eclectic our school system is and to give people those choices and opportunities on where they want to send their children and the things that we're doing here, you know, that are top notch. I grew up here, but I lived in Lexington for about 15 years, and one of the things I still battle every day is, you know, rankings come out for our schools down here, and a lot of my friends, I will tell them in Lexington, I'll say, you know, our schools are, you know, they're in the top 10. They'll say, oh, no, they're good for your area. I said, no, they're better than yours. And they don't believe me, and they are. Our educational system down here is as good as anywhere in the state of Kentucky, and I think a lot of that can be directly attributed to, you know, unique success stories like this here at the Christian School.
Well, any educator will tell you that our role is to take the life that God gives us, that young student, boy or girl, and to develop within them a passion and desire, and this just to understand that learning is fun, that education will open doors for them to succeed later in life, and that's the job that God has given to us.
Sure.
You know.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that, you know, Megan made it down to our town. You know, I'll just be
No,
really honest with you.
I've told everybody in the room that will listen, this is important, what Pastor Brown did, and the vision, and for all the folks who financially supported us is absolutely key. But she was the thing that makes this room run. She is an amazing, I don't give her age, she's an amazing. Can I tell a story? You got 10 seconds? So
absolutely.
when we were hiring her, we didn't need her for like 5 weeks, okay? So we said, okay, we're going to start you on this date. Well, after about 3 or 4 weeks, I realized she'd just been working just about every day, contacting the company, setting up appointments, places to go to see other labs. So she has a passion for this. And again, any principal, any educator will tell you that that is so very important to have that type of person in the classroom, and we are very blessed to have Megan Conner.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited to have her, and we're excited to have you here at the Christian School as well, Dr. Gleave. So thank you for your time, and we appreciate you educating us a little bit about this program and this new initiative. And if you will allow us now, I thought maybe we could go do a ribbon cutting to celebrate today with everybody. Is that okay?
That's absolutely fine. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to go do an in-person ribbon cutting. But thank you all very much for tuning in. We have 3 more virtual ribbon cuttings this month, and we'll be back with you guys real soon. So tune in. Thanks a lot.